of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodun, the Director General of Oyetola's Campaign Council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, as well as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Timothy Oweye, implored the residents to vote wisely for the continuation of good governance under the leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. Dignitaries on the campaign train were the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kawhayat Oyetola, the Deputy Governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, the wife of the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, former Deputy Governor, Mrs. Grace Titilaoye Ponle, Secretary to the State Government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Dr. Charles Akinola, Professor Isaac Adewole, members of the State Executive Council, members of the State House of Assembly, the leadership, and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. From the Governor's Office, Sanya Hononide reporting.
Tunisian authorities have frozen the financial assets of the former Speaker of the dissolved Parliament, Rachel Ghannouchi, and 9 other people. In a statement, the Financial Analysis Committee of Tunisia's central bank said the move was taken upon a request from an anti-terrorism judge. The list of people includes Ghannouchi's son, Mohad, former Prime Minister Hamadi Jebali, and former Foreign Minister Rafik Abdesalem. No details were provided about the case, and there was no comment from Ghannouchi or other people on the decision. Israeli ministry said its forces have today shot dead a wanted Palestinian suspect and arrested 24 in the occupied West Bank as tensions simmered ahead of U.S. President Joe Biden's visit to the region next week. Palestinian officials identified the man killed as a 20-year-old Rafik Ghanam, shot by soldiers in the town Jabba near Jenin, where Israeli forces have stepped up raids in recent months after men from the area carried out deadly street attacks in Israel. The Israeli ministry said its forces were conducting counter-terrorism operations across the West Bank and had arrested 24 suspects. The military said the man killed tried to escape the soldiers when they opened fire, adding that the soldiers provided first aid to him before he died and that the incident was being examined. President Biden is expected to meet separately with Israeli and Palestinian leaders before he heads to Saudi Arabia on his July 13 to 16 trip. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ile-Awiye Okebale Osogbo. Now amid news message. Position of authority is a position of responsibility, not an avenue for self-aggrandizement. Be humble while in position of authority. The Turkish authorities may impound grain carried by the Russian-flagged dry cargo ship Zibek Zoli if the grain is proven to have been stolen. According to a Turkish presidential advisor, in this case, the grain will be confiscated and offered for sale in the world markets on behalf of Ukraine. Ukrainian ambassador to Turkey, Mr. Vasily Bodnar, announced on Sunday that at Kiev's request, Turkey's customs detained a Russian-flagged dry cargo vessel allegedly shipping Ukrainian grain. Turkish officials have not yet made any official comment about the ship. Officials in the port of Karasu says Turkey was currently looking into the grain's origins. Iran is preparing to host a regional conference in Tehran about the dust storms that hit the region. According to Iranian officials, the conference will discuss ways to limit the effects of dust storms in the presence of 15 ministers of the environment from the regional countries. Yesterday, Iranian Vice President and head of the Department of Environment, Ali Salajek, headed a technical diplomatic delegation to Kuwait City to sign an agreement for confronting the massive dust storms. The two sides emphasized the importance of strong regional cooperation against dust storms and rapid implementation of agreements. The agreements included joint seminars and conferences, exchanging views of technicians and specialists, sharing scientific achievements while managing a campaign and sharing experiences of the international organizations. Over the past months, many people in the Middle East have been living, working, and breathing in thick clouds of dust, including Iran, Iraq, and Kuwait. In Iraq, hospitals have reported a surge in admissions, with thousands of patients coming in with severe respiratory illnesses, while schools and offices have had to close and flights have been grounded for days at a time. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. Paramount ruler of Ijesha land, Oba Gabriel Adekunle Aromolaran, says efforts by any personality to compete with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola with the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Osun State, southwest Nigeria, would be an effort in futility in view of the outstanding performance recorded across the state by his administration. The Tunisian authorities have frozen the financial assets of the former Speaker of the dissolved parliament, Rached Ghannouchi, and 9 other people. The Turkish authorities may impound grain carried by the Russian-flagged dry cargo ship Zebek Zoli if the grain is proven to have been stolen. That was the World at Noon, edited by Temitope Olajuwola. News talk by an intern with the radio newsroom of OSBC, Boluwatife Omoloye, centers on the high level of insecurity that pervades all strata of the country.
Insecurity is the act of being open to danger, threats, or lack of protection. Insecurity could equally be defined as a situation where human and national security or state is comprised by weak or poor economy. In Nigeria today, a level of insecurity in the last couple of years has been beyond insurgency to now include banditry and organized kidnapping. This has put the nation at red alert. Painfully, it seems as no one is doing much about solution. Instead, everyone has become an expert in defining and classifying the ramification of the dilemma. Similarly, in Nigeria, it is ethnic group that is generally accused of a gamut of criminality that has become an issue. The blame game of Nigeria, referring to what they call criminal herders, has put more burden on the decent majority Fulani and the government to design the strategies for bringing those who are selling their identity to book. A few weeks ago, unknown gunmen attacked church worshippers at Owo, Ondo State, in what many described as strange. The armed men reportedly entered St. Francis Catholic Church in the hometown of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and started firing at the congregation. This happened when Nigerians had experienced an upsurge in violence in recent months, as kidnapping and deadly attacks were being recorded across the country. Interestingly, the church has defined initial report that the priest had been abducted, while no figures for the number killed in the attack have been officially confirmed, though a doctor at a local hospital was quoted as saying 50 bodies were taken to 2 hospitals in the town. This attack happened in a zone known to be relatively peaceful, even as Nigeria continues to face worsening violence by armed groups. News Talk expresses disappointment that people across the country are worried over the inability of the government to tackle the rising level of insecurity, believing in the saying that efforts are good but results are better. We believe that more should be done in the area of intelligence gathering, while security personnel should be well equipped and equally remunerated so as to boost their morals, to put an end to the senseless killings and other security challenges bedeviling the country known as the Giant of Africa. News Talk also admonished members of the public to always be security conscious, cooperate with security agencies, and avail them information that will help their job to be easier as they strive day and night to protect the lives and property of the citizenry. We are of the opinion that the security of any nation is attached to its socio-economic development. Hence, all hands must be on deck to get rid of saboteur and reduce the security challenges to the barest minimum.
That news talk on the high level of insecurity that pervades all strata of the country is written by an intern with the radio newsroom of OSBC, Boluwatife Omoloye. It was read by Olushola Egbedofo. For more about us, visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.